Hi, guys. Welcome to a new week. Happy Monday. So, we'll get folks in the room here pretty quickly. Got a nice lineup of announcements before I set you off on your lesson. All right. Oh, somebody's in. We're off to some kind of a start here. I hope you had a good weekend. It was nice, warm without being hot. Oh, hello, Evelyn. Good to see you. Good to see you. We're up to 3 people in the room. That's nice. Oh, got a like. Woohoo. Hey, we are pretty much getting through the semester. Um, you folks should be proud of yourselves for just getting through this really, really unusual semester. I mean, I think literally there has never been a semester like this one in the history of American education. I don't know what they did during the 1918 pandemic, but I know they didn't go online. Oh, good morning, Ashley. So we'll be getting underway momentarily. And Arlene and Serena, very nice. Got all the usual suspects. That's what they used to say in the old detective movies, where the police department was sort of tired and overwhelmed, and there'd be some horrible murder, and the weary police inspector would just say, "Ah, round up all the usual suspects," which usually meant like the town drunks and people they didn't like. Hello, Rafa and Destiny. Hello. All right, so it is 10:45 and it is time to start, and I got a bunch of new announcements for the new week. Um, for those of you who did not go to and thought, gee, maybe it would have been nice to go to that media panel last week, there's going to be a second one this week. And especially if you plan to be a photographer or a graphic artist, this might be a good panel for you. Ah, hello, Nick and Bobo. Um, it is going to be this Thursday at 6 p.m. Look at the particulars in the announcements for this class, but it is going to be a panel of two professional photographers and Ann Simon of Glendale College's Public Information Department, who also serves as the college's photographer. So it sounds like it would be a good professional panel to go to. And if you do, I will make the same deal that I did with last week's panel, which is if you want to write a 300-word, more or less, summary of the event, I will give you extra points for it. So if you have an interest in photography or graphic arts, this Thursday, 6 p.m., the details are in the announcements section. Fall priority registration begins today. Now, while you are not all in the priority category, you should take a look at when your registration appointment is, because classes are going to fill up fast this fall. What we know is when there is an economic downturn, when people are out of work, there's a lot more demand for community college classes. And what makes it worse is the state budget for community colleges is not going to be that great in the fall. So the picture you're going to have is more students trying to get into fewer classes. So register as soon as you can. That's my advice. Glendale College student body elections are this week. And if you remember last week, I made the offer that if you or your friend or whoever was running for student office to email me, and I would create a place in Canvas to put your campaign stuff. I had one candidate take me up on it. And so her campaign video and little campaign poster is on Canvas. And if there's anybody else, if you're running, if you know somebody who's running, get that link to me right away, and I'll put it up. Please note, I am absolutely neutral in these student body elections. I'm in favor of students taking on leadership activities. I just don't prefer this student over that student. I think you're all wonderful. Destiny, you're stressed. Well, I'm sorry. I hope I didn't say anything that made you stressed. Gee. Let's see. All right. Um, oh, third thing. I hope this doesn't stress anybody. Take Rafa is asking, unrelated question. I want to take PE. How is that going to work? Yeah, I'll be the gym coach here, and I'll say, okay, take 4 laps around the block or something like that. There are some things where the college is trying to figure out for the fall how that will work. Like for example, Rafa, just imagine if you were taking a welding class. A welding class over Zoom wouldn't just be unsatisfying; it'd be dangerous. So there are some things that we don't know. I mean, I think you could take yoga over Zoom, but there are other things. I don't know. Maybe email the phys ed department. I think that might be a good way to do it. Hello, Liva. Oh, Destiny, you're stressed over registering. Well, Destiny, if just take a look at when your registration appointment is, make sure to have an idea of what you want. And then on that day, get in as early as you can and get the classes you can get. I think that would be my advice. Oh, Bo, you took welding. I assume you took it in person. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's see what else. Oh, next thing. Saturday was the deadline for students to get an excused withdrawal. So from this day forward, you're in the class and you're going to get a grade at the end of the semester, unless you get an incomplete. So I did what the administration advises teachers to do, and that is, as you come up to the final drop deadline, to look through your roll sheet for non-participating students and drop them. And so there were a few students that I dropped. It's pretty easy with Canvas. You can see the last time people logged on and how many missing assignments they have, and that stuff. So if you find that you were dropped, but you still feel that you're active in the course, email me or email the professor of the course where you appear to have been dropped. I'm looking at the names on here, and I don't remember dropping any of you guys because you're clearly active in the class. All right. Next thing, supplemental instruction. Tomorrow at 12:30, Stephanie will be back. She will be reviewing chapters 11 and 12. So those are 2 good chapters to put together because it's advertising and public relations, the 2 what they call persuasive media. And by the way, persuasive media are going to figure into my question of the day today. Next thing, this is quiz week. Quiz 3 will be available all week. That is through Sunday. And it's going to be covering chapters 9 through 11. So that will be television, internet, advertising. It'll be multiple choice, just like quiz 2 was. You'll have multiple tries, so you're going to do well. I mean, you just are. Let me see what's come in on the chat box. It looks like stuff has been coming up here. Bobo is saying good stuff about the welding program. Okay. Have I talked about the field trip assignment yet? Joel, let's see. How do we check if we have priority? Angel is asking. I'm not sure. Although my GCC is your portal. So, oh, log into your GCC account. It should state it there. Yeah, Destiny, that makes sense. That sounds right. Okay, next thing. And this, Joel, this may be what you're asking about. Field trip points, Canvas, and percentages. Last week, I put in the field trip points for the 6 field trips that had to be canceled due to coronavirus. And so it was 6 field trips at 5 points apiece. And so I just gave you those 30 points. Now, a few of you were a little bit wondering about, well, why is it 30 out of 40? Well, because we had one field trip, and it was a big one, before coronavirus, changed the world. If you remember, back on March 11, we had the America's Got Talent taping. And that was a 10-point field trip because TV tapings are long, and America's Got Talent is especially long. And as I recall, we had 19 students and me there. So it was 20 overall. And those 19 students got those final 10 points. Now, there were also a couple of students who said, hey, I appreciate the 30 points, but didn't that actually lower my grade because it was only 30 out of 40, which is 75%? Well, remember, I don't grade on percentages. I only grade on point totals. Now, where you may have been led a little bit astray is that Canvas is very percentage happy. Whoever it is who programmed Canvas just loves percentages. And, Canvas probably has a statistic for the percentage of teeth that you have in your mouth or something like that. I just grade on point totals. And so the 6 field trips that you got credit for puts you 30 points closer to your goal than you would have had before. For that to hurt you, I would have had to assess negative points, and I wouldn't even know how to do that. So I think that puts that issue to rest. Okay. All right. Let's see. The question of the day. We are going to start to wrap our heads around how to solve one of America's problems of the moment. Now, I can understand, let's say, those folks in Orange County a couple of weeks ago when it was a beautiful sunny day and they couldn't go to the beach and lay out and it upset them. I can understand that, but the folks who see it as a threat to their freedom or their manhood or their, whatever, by the simple wearing of a mask. Gee, I don't quite completely understand that. So, all right. Last week, we were looking at those car ads, remember? And the thing I wanted you to notice about those car ads is that they weren't saying, hey, look at the quality of the steel in this car, or, look at these reliability figures from Consumer Reports. I mean, there was nothing rational about the car ads. The Chevy truck ad was saying in pictures, because it would be ridiculous if you said it in words, drive this truck and you'll be like a Latter-day cowboy, and wouldn't that be cool? The Range Rover ad was saying, drive this vehicle and you'll be an alpha dog, a leader. I mean, that would be ridiculous. I mean, if you could be a leader just by driving a certain brand of car, we wouldn't need these student leaders to campaign. They could just parade their cars around Plaza Vaquero and you could just vote for the car of your choice. So, all right. So if you can sell cars by appealing to things that have nothing to do with the car, like wanting to be a cowboy or wanting to be seen as a leader, then I wonder if we could do that for mask wearing. Before I get to the question, I see a couple things come in here on the chat box. Some people think it's similar to communism. Okay, yeah, yeah, okay. Okay, here's the question. Channel your inner propagandist, because propaganda is just messages meant to persuade. So channel your inner propagandist. If we can sell cars by making people feel like cowboys or alpha dogs, what psychological arguments can we make to get people to wear masks? Okay, so channel your inner propagandist. If we can sell cars by making people feel like cowboys or alpha dogs, what psychological arguments can we make to get people to wear masks? So think about, the sort of folks who are rebelling at this, and what sort of plays, what could you appeal to? I'll give you an example. I watch an old movie channel that has these kind of cheesy ads where you can kind of see what they're trying to do. And one of them is the ad for the tech flashlight. I mean, this thing isn't just a flashlight, it's a tech flashlight. And the ad makes like a quasi-military argument that this isn't just a flashlight. This is, I don't know, what Navy SEALs are using, or something like that. It doesn't exactly say that, but it's an extremely macho flashlight. So if you're, wanting to, I don't know, prop up your masculinity a little bit, buy this flashlight. I mean, it doesn't say that in so many words, but if you stand back and say, that's kind of what they're doing. So, all right, let's see what came in here. Yeah, protesting against a virus. Yeah, I don't think the virus really is affected by public opinion. Yeah. Joel, mask wearing shows how much of a stud you are. Yeah, especially with young men, not with every young man, but Joel, I think you're on the right track there, where kind of a macho argument could pull some along. Destiny, I think you're onto something too. It's stylish, that yeah. I mean, maybe thinking about the Range Rover ad. I think what they were really saying was it's a status symbol. So maybe if you could have a status symbol like mask, a Gucci mask, a Cartier mask, a Kardashian mask. There you go. All right. Joel, yeah, ninja. And, you can't say it in words. It'll make you look like a ninja because people say, no, it doesn't. But if you show people who are ninja-like, right, wearing the black mask, yeah, I'm feeling like more of a ninja already. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and Destiny, the masks make you more attractive. Yeah, think about how many ads inject a little bit of romance, or that you're just irresistible if you have this product, or people who have this product, gee, they just so happen to be irresistible. Yeah, that'd be a good idea. Yeah, Ashley, again, going off with the kind of macho argument, masks make you look strong. Yeah, think about those first responders who are wearing masks, firefighters, military people, are very heroic health workers at the moment. Rafa, I don't know if this is scientifically true, but does it burn more calories if masks restrict your oxygen supply? Maybe you could sell it as a diet tool. That would be interesting, I gotta say. Yeah. Oh, Serena, I think you got a winning argument there. You could have all these hip young people trying to get into some, what appears to be really exclusive hip club, and all the people in masks are going in, and the non-mask wearers, well, they're going to have to spend Saturday night at Burger King or something. I don't know. Not to put down Burger King. For the little kids, the Ninja Turtles. Yeah, yeah. Um, Bobo, an Alpha Dog mask. Yeah, what are those symbols of sort of like dominant maledom, right? Put it on a mask. Absolutely. I I saw in my Facebook feed where they're now selling Star Trek themed masks, with the Starfleet logo and all that. And I got to say, I grew up with Star Trek. I consider myself a bit of a Trekkie, but oh gosh, I feel like such a geek with a Star Trek uh, mask. But I don't know. Could work. Could work. You know. Okay, Destiny. Yeah, because they look weird. I don't know. After a while, what used to look weird now looks normal. You know. Uh, Joel, get celebrities to wear masks. Yeah, and I think that if you're having trouble with, let's say, women thinking it looks weird or men thinking it looks like a sign of weakness, then you need to get high fashion people, or you know people who exude macho-ness, to do this. I mean, once you get that, then you start to chip away at those objections. Um, Gotta hit them with fake facts. There's bound to be a Karen to support my idea of how brave I am. I feel bad for actual women named Karen. I, gee, I know one person named Karen, and she's not a Karen. She's a perfectly reasonable person. She doesn't moralize. Oh yeah, making your own. That's cool. That really is. Okay, good discussion. Let's move it along. Today's media note is about how every institution, it seems, has had to adjust itself because of coronavirus, and that includes the United States Supreme Court. And as you might imagine, the Supreme Court especially had to change the way it did business because of the age and fragile health of some of its justices. So listen to that media note, do the quiz. And the reason why that's today's media note is that we are getting into chapter 13 today, media law. I want you to go through the first half of the media law chapter. That is the first 29 minutes. And it would go through the slide public figures and libel, going through the slide public figures and libel. So, any last parting shots before I end the live feed? I see some stuff is coming up here. Marina is predicting that high-end brands are going to start making masks. I can imagine so. I have a cloth mask that came from a company called Lefty. It was part of Mayor Garcetti's initiative to make masks. And Lefty apparently makes, they're usually a dressmaker. And yeah, very nice stitching, I must say, on that mask. Okay. All right. Oh, there's a Joel and Destiny. There's a male equivalent to the Karens now, the Chads. I'm not hip. I don't know. Well, anyhow, I'm going to end the live stream, and I will be over on Canvas chat in just a few seconds. And you guys, among other things, you can explain to me about the Chads. I don't know. Bye.